I didn't even mean to start recording that then. I did like a movement and my camera was like, oh, cool, you ready? Let's record. I am kind of warm, I can't lie, but I don't care because I am fully in autumn spooky season mode and nobody can stop me. I am wearing my ghosting you to read my books sweatshirt from New Chapters that I'm absolutely and totally obsessed with and will be wearing this for the next 3 months. Yes, I will. I've got my ghosty earrings in. I've got, let's see if I can hold this without blowing it out, my pumpkin spice candle burning away. I have got a caramelized biscuit brew tea in my pumpkin mug. And I've got a list of autumnal books that I cannot wait to get to this autumn spooky season, and I wanted to share them with you. Also, you can't really see it, but I did a little thing to my hair. She's kind of peeking a little bit. Can you see? It's so clear. So yeah, to say that I'm embracing the autumn season, I'm embracing it big time, even to the point where I've literally dyed half my hair orange. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to my autumn wish list. Yeah, so these are all the books that I would love to read this autumn season. I will probably not likely get around to all of them because I am a notoriously slow reader. However, I would love to try to get to some of them. Some of them I have physically and I have a stack here, and then some of them I've made an autumn wish list on my Fable. I should just get started. If you haven't already, grab yourself a nice cozy drink, a cup of tea, a coffee, a hot chockey, some water. If you haven't had any water yet today, stay hydrated, please and thank you. And let's talk about how I'm going to embrace my Hobbit cozy autumn girl. The caramelized biscuit brew just screams autumn. Don't get me, I love the just normal biscuit brew. That's my go-to, but the caramelized biscuit brew, now that is my autumn drink. That is my autumn drink. This isn't in any particular order. I'm literally just going to go with the physical books first, and then I'll talk about the books that I don't have physically that I'd love to get to. Now, this first one, I've literally had it since I want to say 2020. So we're on a good like 5-year stint now. And every autumn I say I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to read it, and I haven't so far. And that is These Witches Don't Burn by Isabel Sterling. I originally picked this up because of the cover, and then I read the back. It sounded really good. This is the international edition, at least that's what it says, because it's floppy. But yeah, every autumn I say I want to pick this up and I want to read it. And I still haven't read it. From what I can gather, this is about our main character, Hannah, and she is a witch and she is part of a coven that lives in Salem, Massachusetts. What is this about? She's the real deal, an elemental with the power to control fire, earth, water, and air. But even though she lives in Salem, Massachusetts, her magic is a secret she has to keep to herself. If she's ever caught using it in front of a reg, non-witch, she could lose it for good. So Hannah spends most of her time avoiding her ex-girlfriend and fellow elemental witch, Veronica, hanging out with her best friend and working at the fly-by-night cauldron, selling candles and crystals to tourists, goths, and local Wiccans. When a terrifying blood ritual interrupts the end of school year bonfire, evidence of dark magic begins to appear all over Salem, and Hannah's sure it's the work of a deadly blood witch. The issue is her coven is less than convinced, forcing Hannah to team up with the last person she wants to see, Veronica. While the pair attempt to smoke out the blood witch at a house party, Hannah meets Morgan, a cute new ballerina in town. But trying to date amid a supernatural crisis is easier said than done, especially when the attacks on Salem's witches become deadlier by the day. Oh, so yeah, on the front we've got our main character, her ex, her best friend, and then this is the new crush apparently. But this is also a sapphic romance. I just remember like reading the back, looking at the cover, and it just really, I don't know, appealed to me. And I've still yet to read it, and I really need to read it. So I kind of have a feeling if I don't pick this up this year, I should probably just unhaul it because it's just sitting collecting dust. But if anybody has read this book, please let me know in the comments below, because this is a book that I actually haven't heard anybody talk about, and that is also part of the appeal for me. This next book would actually be a reread for me, and that is The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. I read this, I think, 2 years ago during the spooky season. However, I remember I read this while I had COVID. So honestly, the reading of this is a bit of a fever dream, and I don't really remember it like at all. I remember that there's like a bit of spice in it, and at some point in it, like a gift, like the things in the gift shop start coming to life. Like, I know that there's like a hex on the main character's ex, and they basically team up to try and correct the hex, and they end up like rekindling. I like I said, I remember very little, but I know this is one of Katie's readings favorite like Halloween spooky rom-coms. So I really want to reread it and give it another go when I'm not riddled with COVID and can actually comprehend the words that I'm reading on the page. Okay, this next book I kind of forgot that I had, and I watched Emmy's recent reading wrap up for her August TBR, or her August reads, and she mentioned this book, and she really, really enjoyed it and kind of really raved about it. And I feel like this would be the perfect season to read this book, and that is Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. Now, I've never read an Olivia Blake, and I think, if I'm remembering correctly, she's a little bit of a love-hate author. You either like really love her writing style or you don't really gel with it at all. But I picked this up about just over a year ago when I was on holiday in Canva Sands with Ben and his family, and just the back of it really intrigued me. I think there's like vampires involved and a witch or a ghost or something. What is this? Viola Marek is a struggling estate agent and a vampire, but her biggest issue is that the house she's selling is haunted. The ghost occupying this mansion has been murdered, and he refuses to move on until he solves the mystery behind his death. Fox de Mora is a medium. He's also a shameless fraud and the godson of death. When Viola hires Fox to resolve her ghost infestation, he becomes embroiled in a quest that neither he nor Vi expects or wants. With the help of a demonic personal trainer, a sharp-voiced angel, and a love-stricken reaper, Vi and Fox soon discover that the difference between a mysterious lost love and an annoying dead body isn't nearly as distinct as they once thought. This just sounds really entertaining and really amusing to me. And I remember Emmy saying that this is quite humorous as well. And it would be interesting as it would be my first Olivia Blake as well. So, and the cover. I am obsessed with the cover. I am trying to be kind of rapid fire with this because usually I know I'm a bit of a rambler and I've got a fair few books to get through. But the next book on my list, we're going for a more cozy vibe now, and that is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. This I'm seeing on everybody's autumn TBR. It screams cozy fantasy. Keela has always had trouble dealing with people. Thankfully, as librarian at the Great Library of Elysium, she hasn't had to. She and her assistant Kaz, a sentient spider plant. Was that a furball? Are you good? Okay, Madam just started coughing, and I was like, oh. Yeah, so basically the library that our main character works at goes up in flames, it's set on fire and burns down. So her and Kaz, the sentient spider plant, flee to the remote island that she grew up on. And while she's there, she's discovering that the Empire is draining power from the island. And her very handsome neighbor then like helps her discover what's going on. I think that's the premise that I'm getting from the back. I've just heard good things about it, and people seem very excited about this book. So I'm hoping, again, this is one. Ooh, I love it when they do this on chapters. Each chapter has a little illustration. And I think the second book, The Enchanted Greenhouse, has just recently been released, and a lot of people are excited about that one as well. Okay, moving on, we have Green Teeth by Molly O'Neill. I've spoken about this book before. I nearly put it in my September TBR. This book I'm so excited about because it's based on British mythology. It is around Jenny Greenteeth, who is, I was going to say quite notorious, but I actually don't think, I didn't hear about her until this book. So I don't know why I was going to say notorious, but she is a mythological woman, creature, witch from the British Isles. And this story basically follows her and a woman that is convicted of being a witch. And the woman that is convicted of being a witch is thrown into Jenny Greenwitch's lake, or Jenny Greenteeth's lake, and Jenny Greenteeth decides to save her. And I think they essentially team up to kind of battle the evil that is kind of running amok around the British countryside. That is what I can remember when I read it from the back. But yeah, I really just want to delve more into British mythology, and this just seemed like a really good place to start. So I would love to get to this soon. Please and thank you. Next on my autumnal TBR, we have Belladonna by Adeline Grace. This one I've seen absolutely everywhere, and so many of my besties, Bestie Poppy loves this book. I'm pretty sure Bestie Sarah really enjoyed this book as well. I'm pretty sure Shah's read this and she enjoyed it as well. But a lot of people have read this book and they really love it. Gothic romance, I think it's a romance. Belladonna brings to life a romantic, gothic-infused world of wealth, desire, and betrayal. So if I'm remembering correctly, is Death? Yes, so our main character forms an alliance with Death to discover or to kind of unravel a murder that's occurred. So I think it's like a gothic romantic murder mystery, and Death is a literal character. I mean, say less, let's be honest. Say less. Next, we have Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I am so excited about this one. It's giving gothic Hunger Games from what I'm grasping. We've got our main character, what was her name? Ophelia. Her sister disappears, and to discover what's happened to her sister, Ophelia has to enter these trials of Phantasma and unravel the mystery. I'm pretty sure our love interest is a phantom, and a lot of people have been describing him like Danny Phantom. Yeah, and Sarah read this, really loved this book. Again, I've just only heard good things about it. I am speeding through this. And then the last physical book, The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. Vampires, I think everybody is re-entering their vampire era, and this is kind of the one that I see circulating a lot. I don't really remember what this is about. The adopted human daughter of the Nightborn vampire king, Aurea carved her place in the world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is to enter the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. So we've got another, well, I think Phantasma is more like trials, like a trial tournament, where this is just like a tournament, I think. But winning won't be easy against the most vicious warriors from all three vampire houses. To survive, Aurea will be forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. Everything about Rain is dangerous. He is a ruthless vampire, an efficient killer, an enemy to her father's crown, and her greatest competition. Yet what terrifies Aurea most of all is that she finds herself strangely drawn to him. Of course she does. Of course she does. But this is another one I'm excited about. Oh, and then we've got a content warning. We always appreciate trigger warnings at the start of a book. Those are all the physical books that I have that I really want to read. Now let me just get my Fable up and let me get my autumn wishlist up, and I will go through, cool, just drop my copy of The Hobbit, love that. And we will go through some more books that I would love to get through this autumn. The first book is Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. Now, this woman has like popped off, and I think she's recently released like the next book in this series, or like the third book in the series. I don't know. I just know she's written multiple books, but I think this is the first one she wrote. In the spellbinding, warm and cozy debut novel, a burned out witch will need to turn to her friends and trust in herself to find the magic in her own life again. And I think the cover is really, really cute as well. Belladonna Blackthorn hasn't lost her magical spark precisely, but she hasn't seen it in a while either. With her witchcraft under wraps and a toxic boss, making her days miserable, Belle is struggling to keep her beloved lunar books afloat and just make it through the day. The last thing she has time for is perfecting her magic. So when her 30th birthday, we love late 20s, early 30s main characters, protagonists, brings a summons from her coven and a trial that tests her worthiness as a witch. Belle fears the worst. With only the month of October left to prove herself or risk losing her magic forever, Belle will need all the help she can get. From the women in her life, from an unlikely mentor figure, and even from an infuriating coven watchman who's sworn to protect her. Okay, that sounds like so much fun. That's Uncharmed is what she's just released, but this is the first one. This sounds super cozy, and I would love to get to it. So this next book, I know Katie is reading, loves this book. I think this is a duology, and it is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. The dream chooses the dreamer, not the other way around, and Laszlo Strange, war orphan and junior librarian, has always feared his dream chose poorly. Since he was just 5 years old, he's been obsessed with the mythic lost city of Weep, but it would take someone bolder than he to cross half the world in search of it. Then a stunning opportunity presents itself in the form of a hero called the Godslayer and a band of legendary warriors, and he has to seize his chance or lose his dream forever. What happened in Weep 200 years ago to cut it off from the rest of the world? And who is the blue-skinned goddess who appears in Laszlo's dreams? In this sweeping and breathtaking novel by National Book Award finalist Laini Taylor, the shadow of the past is as real as the ghosts who haunt the citadel of murdered gods. I'm going to be honest, I still don't really know what this is about. But I've only heard good things, and I'm pretty sure this was in a recommended video that I watched as well. Okay, next we have Where the Dark Stands Still by, who's this by? A.B. Poranek. This again, I've seen been making the rounds recently on BookTube. A lot of people have been hyping this book up, and I am now intrigued by it. What does it say? I haven't looked at the synopsis of these books in quite a while, so I apologize for just reading them out, but I genuinely cannot remember what these books are about. Oh, this is the same. So this author's also recently released A Treachery of Swans, which so many people have been talking about. Okay, what is this about? A girl with dangerous magic makes a risky bargain with a demon to be free of her monstrous power in this dark, devastating, and gothic young adult fantasy. Liska knows that magic is monstrous and its practitioners are monsters. She has done everything possible to suppress her own magic to disastrous consequences. Desperate to be free of it, Liska flees her small village and delves into the dangerous, demon-inhabited spirit wood to steal a mythical fern flower. If she plucks it, she can use its one wish to banish her powers. Everyone who has sought the fernflower has fallen prey to unknown horrors, so when Liska is caught by the demon warden of the wood, called the Lezi, a bargain seems better than death. 1 year of servitude in exchange for the fernflower and its wish. Whisked away to the Lezi's crumbling manor, Liska soon makes an unsettling discovery. She is not the first person to strike this bargain, and all her predecessors have mysteriously vanished. If Liska wants to survive the year and return home, she must unravel her taciturn host's spool of secrets and face the ghosts, figurative and literal, of his past. Because something wakes in the woods, something deadly and without mercy. It frightens even the Lezi and cannot be defeated unless Liska embraces the monster she's always feared becoming. That sounds so good. Stop it. And also, like, the cover of this is unreal. That sounds incredible. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, sign me up. Sign me up. Next, a very stereotypical, cozy, witchy fantasy that I have seen everybody talking about. That is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. Again, she has recently released the sequel to this that everybody is talking about, but I still need to read this first one. I've heard that the found family in this is like chef's kiss, and I love found family. It's one of my favorite tropes. But I do think this is also a romance, a cozy romance, apparently. As one of the few witches in Britain, Mika Moon knows she has to hide her magic, keep her head down, and stay away from other witches so their powers don't mingle and draw attention. And as an orphan who lost her parents at a young age and was raised by strangers, she's used to being alone, and she follows the rules, with one exception: an online account where she posts videos pretending to be a witch. She thinks no one will take it seriously, but someone does. An unexpected message arrives, begging her to travel to the remote and mysterious Nowhere House to teach three young witches how to control their magic. It breaks all the rules, but Mika goes anyway and is immediately tangled up in the lives and secrets of not only her three charges, but also an absent archaeologist, a retired actor, two long-suffering caretakers, and Jamie. The handsome and prickly librarian of Nowhere House would do anything to protect the children, and as far as he's concerned, a stranger like Mika is a threat. An irritatingly appealing threat. As Mika begins to find her place at Nowhere House, the thought of belonging somewhere begins to feel like a real possibility. But magic isn't the only danger in the world, and when peril comes knocking at their door, Mika will need to decide whether to risk everything to protect a found family she didn't know she was looking for. This sounds really, really cute, and it's definitely gonna be a book I really want to read this autumn season. This next one has been on my radar for a few years now. For some reason, I just feel like this is going to be best read in the autumn season. And that is Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. I can't quite remember what it's about. Shock, horror, surprise. But I do remember I think this is based off Chinese mythology. Let's have a little look at it. I sounded like the Grinch then. Wrong season, babes. Not yet. A captivating and romantic debut epic fantasy inspired by the legend of the Chinese moon goddess Chang, in which a young woman's quest to free her mother pits her against the most powerful immortal in the realm. Growing up on the moon, Xing Yin is accustomed to solitude, unaware that she is being hidden from the feared celestial emperor who exiled her mother for stealing his elixir of immortality. But when Xing Yin's magic flares and her existence is discovered, she is forced to flee her home, leaving her mother behind. Alone, powerless, and afraid, she makes her way to the Celestial Kingdom, a land of wonder and secrets. Disguising her identity, she seizes an opportunity to learn alongside the Emperor's son, mastering archery and magic, even as passion flames between her and the prince. To save her mother, Xing Yin embarks on a perilous quest, confronting legendary creatures and vicious enemies. But when treachery looms and forbidden magic threatens the kingdom, she must challenge the ruthless celestial emperor for her dream. Striking a dangerous bargain in which she is torn between losing all she loves or plunging the realm into chaos. Daughter of the Moon Goddess begins an enchanting duology which weaves ancient Chinese mythology into a sweeping adventure of immortals and magic, of loss and sacrifice, where love vies with honor, dreams are fraught with betrayal, and hope emerges triumphant. Yeah. Again, the cover is so pretty. But yeah, I remember seeing this in Waterstones, and for some reason, the cover was just screaming autumn to me. So I kept refusing to pick it up until the autumn season. So this isn't like top priority, but it is one that I would love to get around to. Okay, The Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love. I really, really want to read this book. I've heard such good things about it. It's like cozy romance, I believe. It's by India Holton. But yeah, from what I can gather, it's two people who are ornithologists and they have to like find this rare bird, I think. I don't just want to keep sitting here and reading the synopsis because I know that can be really boring. I remember people saying like it's kind of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies coded, which if you didn't know, I love Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. So our two main characters, Beth and Devon, they need to team up to win the competition of becoming Birder of the Year by capturing an endangered bird. But yeah, this just sounds like a fun, cozy time, and it's described as a historical fantasy rom-com. So yeah, sign me up. Sign me up. Okay, next. This is one that I've only recently come across. I can't remember whose channel it was, but if I remember, I'll just pop it up here. But she did a cozy fantasy recommendations videos, which a lot of these books have come from, to be honest. And she spoke about this book, which is Wildwood Dancing by Juliet Marilia. And this just sounded so light-hearted and magical and whimsical. Yeah, when she was describing it, I was like, that sounds like a bit of me. So I added it. I think it's a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling, which also caught my attention. I am a sucker for a retelling, I can't lie. But yeah, the way she described it, it just sounded really calming, whimsical, magical, a kind of nice in between book, I guess, like a book that's not going to take too much brain power. Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree. This is the prequel to Legends and Lattes, which I read last autumn and I loved it. I have deliberately put this one off a little bit because this, like I said, it's a prequel. So I know there is beloved characters in Legends and Lattes that we won't be getting in this one. However, I still love our main character, Viv, who is the main character of this book. I think we kind of get a snippet of like her previous romance in this book. And I do know that Travis Baldree has released another book in this series, I think pretty recently. I love Legends and Lattes, the epitome of low stake cozy fantasy. Even though there are some loved characters that I know I won't be getting in this book, I still really want to read this and see a bit more of Viv's story. And finally, we have ourselves a cozy murder mystery. Who would have thought? It's definitely a mystery. It is Cold Clay by Janelle Black. Janelle Black? This is the second book in the Shady Hollow series. The first book being Shady Hollow. Again, I read it, I think I actually read it in the spring, but I would definitely recommend reading it in the autumn because it is set in the autumn, and so is this book. And this is again just following our main character. I've forgotten her name. Was it Vivian? Is it Vivian? Vera. We follow our main character, Vera, who is a journalist, and she essentially goes around solving mysteries, but as a journalist. All of the characters are talking animals, which is just so fun. Oh wow, they've released quite a few. There's 5 books, and there's a Christmas novella. There's a Halloween novella. Stop it. Actually, stop it. Are you kidding me? I didn't know that. Phantom Pond, a Shady Hollow Halloween short story. Okay, maybe I need to add that one to the list as well. But yeah, I feel like this time of year you need to add some sort of murder mystery, thriller mystery into your TBR, and this is mine. I don't really do thrillers and mysteries and things. The only ones that I've done have been cozy ones. So this is like the epitome of cozy mystery. Talking animals in a like made up town. Like, come on now. Those are all the books that I would love to read this autumn season. It's a lot, and I know I'm not going to get to all of them, especially with the fact that I've also got books on my September TBR that I said I wanted to read, and I'm currently reading 2 of them. Let me know in the comments below if you have read any of these books, and let me know what you thought of them. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and what ones should I prioritize if you think I should prioritize any. And also let me know what books are on your autumn TBR, on your autumn radar, because you may think of some that I need to add. But like, again, I'm not a speedy reader, so we're just gonna have to see how many I get through. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm hoping you're excited for all the cozy autumn content. I'm definitely excited to deliver it. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye!